Right now at 5:30, we continue following breaking news happening right now in the Bronx. A partial building has collapsed right there, 172 West Burnside Avenue. We're looking at a picture of firefighters in the attempt to get to people who may be trapped in there. That is unconfirmed exactly whether there are people trapped, but the way they're moving right now, you'll get the feeling that they're trying to rescue people. That would be what it appears to be to the untrained eye, but that's the scene right there. We've been watching this building. It came down earlier this afternoon. There you see the corner of it just spontaneously collapsed and pancaked down in some cases. The search for people goes on at this hour.
They're using their bare hands, Maurice, to lift up some of that rubble, to tell you just how delicate of an operation this is unfolding this evening. Once again, good evening to you. I'm Christine Johnson.
I'm Maurice Dubois. Thanks for joining us. We continue our team coverage. CBS 2's Alice Gaynor now.
She's been speaking with witnesses
Maurice
who saw this collapse. Alice, tell us more about that.
That's right, Maurice and Christine, when we got here, of course, there's this massive response going on. We ran into a gentleman across the street who's been working here for the past 3 months. He says for as long as he has worked here across the street, I'm going to step away so you can see what's going on behind me. For as long as he's worked here, he says that building has been under construction. He wasn't sure exactly what kind of work was being done there, but we spoke to him because he was here when it collapsed. He describes to us what he heard and what he saw.
We heard something like some people screaming across the street, so we go out to see what's going on. We see this construction stuff will start cracking, and then there was 2 guys doing some construction up there. We see like a big rocks start falling down. Then the whole building just fell down in like a second.
Again, you're looking at this massive response. We counted about 4 ladders up in the air. They've got a saw going over there. Again, no reports of any injuries, but they're checking right now. We've got FDNY Robotics right next to us. They've relaunched the drone up in the air. They are searching to make sure that no one was inside. That gentleman we were speaking to, Ahmed, he was so gracious to give us his time. He said he just couldn't believe it. I asked how long in between seeing those cracks and hearing the screams before the building collapsed. He said there was about 2 minutes in between, so it sounds like there was some kind of warning that something was going to happen. He says that the screams came from people who were just walking by on the street. He said he saw people coming out of the bodega, that convenience store that was underneath there. I said, do you think everyone was able to make it out? He said he thought so, he sure hoped so, but again, we are still awaiting more information from the FDNY. They are supposed to hold a news conference in a short time. Again, you could see them just working away here. We keep seeing that saw going. They got all kinds of roads blocked off here in the area. And once we get some more information, Christine and Maurice, we will bring you the very latest.
Hey, Alice, I didn't catch it the first time you said it, but 2 minutes between screams and actual collapse. What was it that they were seeing or hearing at that point that led them to scream? Could you tell?
Sure. So I asked him, I said, well, why were they screaming? He said that the construction workers had put some kind of hole into the building. He thought they were drilling, perhaps, is what happened. I said, well, could you see into any of the apartments this hole? He said he couldn't really describe it, but that's what first happened. That's according to this gentleman. He said there were all kinds of cracks forming on the building. So there was some kind of warning, it sounds like, people had. So they were able to run and get away. And he thought, again, he's estimating, he thought perhaps there was 2 minutes in between the screams, the cracks, the hole, and then the building actually collapsing. We're trying to obtain some security video in the area. We do see a bunch of cameras. Their cameras, unfortunately, were not working across the street, so they did not capture it. And this gentleman only had video in the aftermath because, of course, he was just shocked watching this all unfold.
And again, fully understanding that he saw this, you know, it's all heat of the moment and crazy like that. But to say that there was a hole in the building, did that look like a mistake or an accident? Could he tell?
He couldn't. I kept pressing him to find out what kind of hole this was. He said it seemed like the construction workers were drilling, but again, this gentleman isn't sure what kind of work was being done at this building. He only noted he's worked here for 3 months, and for that amount of time, as long as he's worked here, there's been construction going on. So we're waiting more information on the specifics of that.
Okay, good insight though, Alice.
Thank you, Alice.
So much. Appreciate that.